Hey everybody, Ethan here with Standing Stone and Pro Staff for DT Systems. We're coming at you with the top 10 most common mistakes that bird dog owners make. This is number 2, unrealistic expectations. This probably fits into the category outside of just the bird dog world, but just dog owners as a whole. We need to first and foremost understand what our dog is. At its peak, we have the mental capacity of a 3-year-old child. Now, I happen to have a 3-year-old child right now, and I understand that though they are intelligent, there's a lot of different things that can cause inconsistencies on a regular basis. Ask them to do something, then you remind them, then you help show them, then you remind them, then you help show them, then you remind them, and repeat. The same thing can be normal for a dog, especially in the early stages, but just like the children, we have to be consistent in order for them to understand what the expectation is. And I think that people in general, I'm pointing at all of you, including me, can get into a zone where you aren't consistent enough. When you are in those inconsistent zones, that's life. You have to recognize and realize that the dog is not going to be perfect. They are dogs, not robots. Unrealistic expectations would be things that involve moving too fast in training, having too high of an expectation of what the dog can do based on environments and current learning, and then just not understanding that what they're experiencing and going through, whether that be struggling at potty training overnight or having trouble with obedience behaviors when there's large crowds or groups or family that comes over, all of these things just set the dog up for failure. We want our dogs to be successful. We want you to be successful. And having realistic expectations is key to that. You need to understand that dogs are place and situationally oriented. What does that mean? If your dog has been doing training sessions in, let's say, your kitchen, you go outside of the kitchen and you try and do a training session, it may be completely new and the dog's struggling. You go, why are they struggling? Well, that would be an unrealistic expectation to expect them to behave in all of these different environments. You have to generalize this and it takes time. So think about each new area, as simple as one room to the next, being a change for the dog. And when you start to put that into perspective, it makes more sense maybe why dogs make mistakes. The next is situations. Recognize things like dogs understand transitions. We're getting ready to go to town, or we're getting ready to leave the house. The dog's excited because everybody is moving a little quicker, getting stuff done. Only have a few minutes left before we got to get the kids out the door and the mom and dad to work and all of the things. In that situation, they feel that energy that the family has. They get excited too. Same thing in reverse when you come home. They get excited. So it would be an unrealistic expectation to just expect the dog to behave perfectly. But what we can do is provide them with situations that help to make their life easier in these types of environments, ultimately showing them this is how we want you to behave in these type of situations. And once they understand that, it makes life so much easier. We utilize place training just like this, though there's been some different distractions and excitement. We've got folks training and gunfire and birds flying around. He's shown some of that, but he's able to show restraint and stay on the platform for the most part. When you are working with your dogs, if you set them up for success by understanding what is realistic and what is unrealistic, ultimately, you're going to be in a better place to be happy and develop your dog, and the two of you work together as a team. So one more simple thing that we hear on a regular basis is, I worked on my dog's leash manners. They did great in the yard. And then we went for this long walk and they did horrible. They instantly start pulling again. That falls into the same zone of we made a huge jump from this situation to that situation, and the level of distraction increases exponentially. Be honest about the situation and what the ask is. And then ultimately, folks, if you're still struggling, don't hesitate to reach out to us at standingstonekennels.com. We would love to help you with your training. You and your dog can be successful together. Thanks for watching this tip. We'll catch you in the next one.